Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video doing weekend forecast for today's video. So as always on a Saturday, having a detailed look at the weather for the weekend. It's going to take us through the new year period into the beginning of 2020. So we're into a much drier spell of weather now, away from the northwest of Scotland anyway. It is much drier and it's mostly cloudy and damp and gloomy with this air mass as well. So although it's a lot drier, there are patches of drizzle and just generally quite damp and murky weather around, and that's going to be the sort of weather that we have through particularly the first half of this period. And then later on may get a bit brighter, especially so down in the south. But I'll talk you through everything that's going on in weekend in a moment. It's not going to be the most exciting weekend forecast we've ever had, I have to say. So I think I'm off to the cinema later on this afternoon, see you doing Star Wars film, so I don't think there's going to be a week 10-day video update today, but I think we'll be back to normal tomorrow with week 10-day video update. And also tomorrow we're going to have the ECMWF Metro France and DWD long range update as well. That will be tomorrow afternoon. Websites we're using for weekend forecasts are coming from weatherout.com, weathercenter.d, and we're showing a radar picture at Gaz Worthy. So saying that we're in a drier spell of weather now, it is still wet in the northwest, so things have kind of gone back to normal. The normal setup tends to be wettest in the north and west and driest in the south and east. We've sort of deviated from that quite a lot over the past 2 or 3 months, but we're back into that sort of more typical type pattern now. So you see heavy rain across the far north of Scotland, also particularly through western parts of Scotland, down in southwestern Scotland too, and down to Northern Ireland. Elsewhere, it looks like it's mostly dry across eastern Scotland and the rest of England and Wales. But what this doesn't show is sort of the dampness that's coming out of the low level cloud. So there are sort of damp patches around little areas of drizzle that aren't showing up on the radar picture today, but they are around and just making for a rather damp feel under the cloudy, gloomy skies. But the wet weather, proper wet weather, is in the far northwest of the country today, and will be through much of this coming week. Here's today's Arctic pressure chart. So high pressure is dominating over Germany, low pressure is out in the North Atlantic to south of Greenland, and we're bringing up these southwesterly winds, which are moisture laden, dragging up lots of cloud with them and bringing the rain into the far northwest of the country. It's going to be a very wet pattern, actually, for western parts of Scotland, although I think rain will come and go day by day, so I don't think it'll be continuously wet in that far northwestern corner. But these sort of setups can be very wet for western Scotland. Anyway, for the rest of today, we're going to keep further outbreaks of rain across the northwest Scotland and coming down into Northern Ireland as well. Some light rain could get across the eastern Scotland, but generally this is on the western side of Scotland, particularly on the western side of the hills and the mountains. England and Wales going to have a mostly dry day today with quite a lot of cloud around too. There will be these little spots of rain and drizzle, sort of dampness here and there, but most places will be dry. The main issue today again is the cloudy, gloomy skies that make for rather a dank and depressing feel. Temperatures today going to be mild. Going to be a mild day. Temperatures ranging from around 9 to 12 degrees. Highest temperatures will actually be in the northwest. Overnight tonight we keep a very similar setup. Becomes quite windy across the northwestern part of the country. So Scotland and Northern Ireland, we'll see the wind becoming quite strong. There'll be further showery rain through the first part of the night across western Scotland. It probably turns a little bit lighter towards the end of the night. England and Wales, again, the emphasis is on mostly dry weather, lots of cloud. It will be a mild night tonight with temperatures, again, holding up quite well at around 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees, quite well across the country. In the north, temperatures may hold up in double digits, so despite the rain in the northwest Scotland at least, it will be mild into tomorrow. And again, we've got weather front just pushing a bit further northwards tomorrow into far north of Scotland. So cloud outbreaks rain across western Scotland through the morning, tending to move northwards and become lighter and patchier as it does so. Elsewhere, again, the emphasis is on dry weather, but with quite a lot of cloud. We may just see the cloud thinning a little bit down in the south and southeast tomorrow afternoon. possibly just allowing one or two bright or sunny spells to come through. Could be a little bit cooler in that southeastern corner as well. Temperatures are perhaps nearer to sort of 7-8 degrees. But in the north, still very mild. Temperatures holding up well into double digits, 10 to 12 quite widely across Scotland and Northern Ireland with those brisk southwesterly winds. Bit of a complication for Monday into New Year's Eve. We're generally still dominated by high pressure. Have got this funny little low that's developing in the middle of it. So for Monday, I think we could well see the rain becoming a little bit heavier and more widespread again across parts of northwest of Scotland and down into Northern Ireland. It's possible that other parts of Scotland could turn wetter on Monday as well. England and Wales, again, I think the emphasis is on mostly dry weather, maybe a little bit more in way of brightness or sunny spells in some of those southeastern parts of the country. Temperatures ranging from around 7 or 8 in the south to around 10 or 11 or 12 degrees up in the north. Low pressure sort of slinks away as we go into Tuesday, New Year's Eve, with high pressure then re-establishing itself. We should start to see some clearer skies, I think, pushing down from the north. So Tuesday, it's a very complicated pattern, this, although it looks relatively straightforward. Actually, this is a very complicated pattern for forecasters to judge, as we're chasing around cloud and showery sort of bursts of rain. So these situations, they look straightforward synoptically, but these situations are always among some of the hardest forecasts to give, actually, and interestingly, always a bit of a nightmare for weather forecasters. But Tuesday, New Year's Eve probably starts with showery outbreaks of rain in the southwest, particularly, I would say, Wales, southwestern, possibly a little bit more widespread across England and Wales, but let's say at the moment, mostly across Wales and the southwest, tend to move away to the south during the day of brighter skies, edging down from the north. So by the end of the afternoon on New Year's Eve, we're probably all mostly dry with sunny spells. As those bright skies edge down, temperatures edge down from the north, temperatures probably drop a little bit. So it could be a rather cooler day, most notably in the north, where, of course, before it is very mild. Temperature probably around 7 or 8 degrees quite widely. And then as we go into the night of New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, the high pressure begins to re-establish itself with clearer skies. It will become quite cold, I think, potentially. So we could be seeing out 2019 and seeing in 2020 with a frost developing across the country. Temperatures drop down perilously close to freezing, and maybe one or two freezing fog patches as well. It's not long before the southwesters come back, though, on New Year's Day. So after a bright but quite cold start across the country with the chance of a frost on New Year's Day morning, it probably turns cloudy again as these southwest winds pick up across Scotland and Northern Ireland, possibly to Northern England too. Maybe patchy rain across northern and western parts of Scotland as well during the course of the day. England and Wales, though, should keep a lot of dry weather with plenty of sunny spells. Coldest temperatures will be in the south at around 5 or 6 degrees after that frosty start. In the north, after a cold start, it will turn milder. Temperatures probably back up to 10 across much of Scotland and Northern Ireland by the end of the day. 10, of course, is 50 in Fahrenheit. Just starting to try to turn a little bit more on south again on Thursday. Thursday again looking mostly dry for England and Wales, but showery outbreaks of rain could develop more widely across Scotland and Northern Ireland. In the southeast, a little bit on the cool side, temperatures around 6-7 degrees in that far southeastern corner, but generally lifting up with the temperatures probably widely up to 10 to 12 across most parts of the country. And then the low pressure again sort of slips away to the south as high pressure builds over top it on Friday. So we could start Friday with showery outbreaks of rain almost anywhere, but I think most of that will die out through the course of the day with, again, brighter skies pushing in from the north. As that happens, it probably turns a bit colder again. So you see how temperatures are fluctuating day by day. So Friday probably sees temperatures in the south at around 10 degrees, still quite mild, but getting colder in the north, maybe only 4 or 5 the part of Scotland. There could be a widespread frost on Friday night. Into next weekend, Saturday looks mainly dry under high pressure, probably quite cold, and there could well be frost early and late, maybe with 1 or 2 dense fog patches as well. As we get through to Sunday, we could start to re-establish a west-southwesterly, bringing milder conditions back in from the Atlantic, but there is a bit of uncertainty about that. Other models actually want to extend the high pressure and strengthen it through that first week of January. So a little bit of uncertainty about that. If the high pressure was to strengthen and extend through the first week of January, then it could be quite cold with frost and fog becoming widespread. But this particular GFS run has us back into west-southwesterly flow by Sunday the 5th of January. Fine, just having the charts weather outlook. So loads of cloud around today, some rain up in the far northwest. That's tomorrow's situation. It could just go a little bit brighter, but also a bit chillier down in the south and southeast, mostly cloudy and mild in the north. Best of the sunshine on Mondays in the south. That's where the coolest temperatures are, though. Again, lots of cloud up in the north. New Year's Eve sees bright skies edging southwards across the country, and it does go a little bit colder as well. Could be a frost as we see out the year. New Year's Day looks mainly dry for England and Wales. I think there could be some patchy rain back into western parts of Scotland. Rather chilly New Year's Day in the south, probably going a bit milder up in the north. And as it goes through to Thursday, and indeed to Friday, well, just some showery rain becoming a little bit more widespread. And as that clears away on Friday afternoon, actually turns a bit colder, and showers could turn wintry. Yes, that is a snow symbol there and there across the northern parts of Scotland. Possibly some wintry showers in the north by the end of the week. I told you it wasn't going to be a particularly exciting weekend forecast, didn't I? So, in summary, we're going to be seeing the emphasis on dry weather, but there will be showery bursts around, and they're most likely in the north and the west of Scotland, where it could be quite wet at times. Otherwise, though, we are into a much drier spell of weather now compared to what we've had for quite some time. Temperatures will fluctuate day by day. So I think overall it's going to be a mild week for the north. Although the mildest temperatures will be in the north and the northwest this week. The coldest temperatures will be in the south-southeast. But there will be day-to-day variation on that. And just again, lots of dry weather coming up. So if you've been fed up with the deluge that we've been under for weeks and weeks and weeks, especially for England and Wales, then you'll be pleased that the coming days are going to be dry, but not terribly exciting in terms of the weather itself. Right, that's it for now. So I don't think it'll be a 10-day video update today, but tomorrow it will be back, and also we'll have the ECMGF Metro France and DWD long range update for you tomorrow afternoon. That's all for now, though, and thanks for watching.